Hey guys. What's going on, everyone? I'm just getting this figured out. It's my first time live streaming over here. What's going on, everyone? Just getting this figured out. It's my first time live streaming over here. I'm trying a different setup with a microphone, and now I unplugged the mic, so I'm just getting everything settled. I'm going to go over a couple things. Sorry if you guys end up hearing an echo. Just bear with me for a second. Alright. Seems like it's good for right now with the audio. How's the screen? It's looking good. Alright, let me see what we got going here. Seems like it's good for right now. Audio. Alright, cool. So right now over in Lebanon, where the big explosion just happened, they're protesting the government because of how they handled the situation in the storage facilities that caused the explosion. I think there might be something a little more to it. What do you guys think? I'm not expecting too many people to be joining today, but I am going to cut this video up into separate videos. And there's only 33 subscribers right now on this channel. I don't want to talk too loud, so that's why it might sound like I'm talking kind of low. I'm just testing everything out. All right. All right, so the delay isn't that bad anymore. It's good. So I'm just going to show you some of the protests that are going on over there. Everywhere around the world is not happy with their governments right now. It's time that we all realize something is not right, and we have to step up and do something about what's going on. It's getting pretty heated I saw one where it was nighttime. So, what do you guys think about how how that was handled over there? Do you think the explosion was what some are saying a bombing? Some are saying that they think it might be um, direct energy weapons. If any of you guys know what that is, um, some think it was just an accident. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. I think there's a little more to the whole situation than what they're saying. I'm trying to share this over on my Facebook right now. What do you guys think of that explosion? That was crazy. That was absolutely crazy. So I heard there was about 60% of their food supply or grain supply was right there at the bay, right where the explosion happened. So soon it's going to be all of these people, the whole population that isn't injured, that survived the blast, is going to be fighting for food. All of their houses are destroyed and damaged. This is going to be very unstabilizing. This is one of those 7 countries that one of the military uh, personnel, Wesley, can't remember his name right now. We'll look it up. Um, he said they were going to overturn 7 different countries back in 2001, right after 9/11 happened. All right, so this is what we got going on over in Lebanon. They had the riot police coming out. Let's go to another. Sorry. Let's see. Bear with me, guys. Here we go. This one's a good one right here. got that shared over on my Facebook. I guess I should have shared it on the group. This is some pretty crazy footage already over there, and the blast was only a couple of days ago.
These protests are the biggest and most violent in months, with young and old gripped by anger at the authorities. It is a sign of how the explosion, which devastated more than half the capital, has galvanized a desperate population already at breaking point from deepening economic and political crises.
Our government did not deploy one soldier or one under the road. Did not help us fight things, not remove weapons coming from any.
What do you guys think of all this? I think this is the year of a mass awakening, and some violence is definitely going to be coming with that, because people are just so taken back about how everything has turned out, and that this is our actual reality.
As the gas choked through the city, a burning sense of righteous anger brought more and more people onto the streets, determined to reach the Parliament building, a symbol of the rottenness at the heart of this country.
They're shouting failure, which means revolution. And Beirut had the experience of that trauma. The city is convulsing with anger. People are furious with their government and with the authorities. Most of the people here, their apartments, their homes have been destroyed.
I've been warning people about this myself, and people like myself, a lot of people with big channels, have been warning people that this was going to happen in the near future.
Bullets crackled through the air. Some of the protesters were seriously injured, with blood once again spilling onto Beirut's tired streets. An already battered people facing the full force of state security. How this ends is not yet clear, but what is certain is that no one will accept a return to the status quo.
Yeah, I'm going to pause it for a second. I'm going to let it maybe catch up. Looks like the footage is pretty jumpy. Alright, we'll see how it is.
In response, the Prime Minister Hassan Diab made an unscheduled and brief TV appearance calling for early elections. But it's a move that's unlikely to diffuse the anger here. These people want reform of the entire system. By early evening, the protesters had taken over the Foreign Ministry, occupying one of the government's seats of power. The revolutionary fervour soon spilled into the main banking institution, where offices were torched and equipment was smashed. The blame, protesters say, for this hellish descent into chaos lies only with a ruling class who are accused of plundering the nation's resources.
Oh, Jesus.
More protests are planned for the coming days, but for now,
Yeah, it's still kind of jumpy, huh?
pain that doesn't know how to heal its wounds.
I'm going to have to figure that out. Alright.
Thousands of people have taken to the streets of the Lebanese capital Beirut in anger at the country's leaders after this week's devastating explosion in the port area of the city. Some protesters have stormed the foreign military building, declaring it the seat of the revolution. The country's Prime Minister called for early elections, riot police firing tear gas, and some demonstrators throwing stones. Sounds of gunfire could be heard coming from Central Party Square. Tuesday's blast was caused when a huge storm of Aberdeen night train blew up, killing at least 150 people, leaving more than 300,000 homeless. Under this historic storm, 20-something reports now for bailings.
So this is my first shot doing this, guys. You know, I've said this a couple of times now. Just bear with me. Thank you for watching. It's not going to go this slow and kind of non-eventful here. I just wanted to fill people in. A lot of people don't know what's going on over there.
The Lebanese have long been angry with the government, but now there is a new fury here on the scene. Not a single government official has resigned what was the disaster.
I'm going to get a better setup. I think I'm going to try Stream Labs. That seems like a better setup, maybe.
Government unleashed its own force. The protest has barely started, and already the fear camps coming in here from all sides. We're rebels, free men, said this man. They fired directly at us. The protesters breached a number of government buildings. There were reports of rubber bullets being fired.
Got a couple likes, thank you. Whoever that was, appreciate it.
Of all walks of life joined the demo too. Among them, Rula Stefan. Earlier, she showed us her destroyed apartment. The family's business was in the court too.
Everyone is different from where we are today. For losing our money, for losing our jobs, for losing our businesses, for losing our homes, for losing our
Alright, so I'm done posting and sharing the stuff on my Facebook, so I can really focus on this now. Alright, so I'm going to switch off to the next little subject I got going on here. So the McCloskys, those people that came up with their guns, people are fighting for them to not get charged. Let's see, where is it? All right, here we go. Let's see. Screen share. Screen share. All right, bring this up. Perfect. All right, let's see if it's working. So, Republican congressmen demand investigation of rogue prosecutor who charged couple who pointed guns at protesters. Now, if you guys think that these were protesters that came through these gates that were private property, marked private property, broke the gates down and over, whatever you want to say, they broke into this property. And as you can see in this picture, right here, this gentleman on the right has a gun. That private property was exactly that. It was private property. Those people going through the gates was just like someone coming onto your property. They had the right to do what they did. And it's good that the prosecutor is being investigated about this, because I believe there's a political favoring about this. Look, you can see that's a rifle right there. So it says, hold on a second. All right, so it says Republican members of Congress on Thursday demanded that the Justice Department investigate rogue prosecutors, including the prosecutor leading the case against the St. Louis couple who pointed guns at protesters outside their home last month. Criminals should live in fear of prosecution, not innocent Americans defending themselves, their families, and their property. Damn right. Read the letter to Attorney General William Barr from 17 Republican congressmen, led by Representative Jody Arrington of Texas. The prosecuting attorney's actions appear to be driven more by anti-gun, not anti-crime agenda. I haven't even read this, and I was basically saying the same thing. What do you guys think about this? Do you agree with those people coming out with their guns? Do you agree that they should or shouldn't be charged with a crime? All right, I'm glad this is exactly how I want it to be rolling. All right, cool. So in a June 28th incident that was caught on video, Mark and Patricia McCloskys pointed guns at protesters. I believe they're easing up on them a little bit right there. Protesters outside after the crowd entered, broke into. Let's really read it how it's supposed to be. Pointed guns at trespassers outside after the crowd broke into a private gated community on their way to St. Louis Mayor Lida Crewson's residence to demand her resignation. The couple, both personal injury lawyers, stood outside their homes on the Portland Place, a private street, as hundreds of protesters, some of them armed, marched by and chanted. The McCloskys had been inside their home when they heard loud activity outside and saw a large group of subjects forcibly breaking the iron gate marked with no trespassing and private street signs. The couple was charged with unlawful use of a weapon by St. Louis Circuit Attorney Kim Gardner. We urge you in the Department of Justice to investigate Ms. Gardner's actions and the actions of every rogue prosecutor who fails to uphold the rule of law and secure the rights of our citizens, the lawmakers urged in their letter to the Attorney General. The purpose of this letter is to stop rogue prosecutors who are trampling the constitutional rights of citizens to ensure other local prosecutors do not copycat Gardner and cause more pervasive problem with this because politically motivated local elected leaders who want to advance either their personal or political agenda, Arrington said in the interview with National Review. Let's nip it in the bud and have a pervasive chain reaction which should create more fear on the part of law-abiding citizens. It would also embolden the bad guys, the criminals, and the thugs that have hijacked peaceful protests who have a singular focus, and that's to sow chaos in our communities and fear in our hearts of fellow Americans. So, what do you? Let me go. Let me know what you guys think about this. I think all of this is show, no matter what, though. Left and right wing is all controlled by the same bird. So I'm listening to myself on a different stream, and it's echoing. So that's why you keep hearing me kind of like. It sounds like I get cut off because I'm listening to myself, so I kind of cut myself off. I'm just getting used to all this. All right, so the next thing I want to share. Thank you for sticking around. Let's see. So I wanted to talk about some Epstein situation here. All right. Stop. I gotta share it again. There's got to be an easier way than doing this. So this dude, he owns Victoria's Secret. And he has basically given Jeffrey Epstein. Yeah, let me come back over here. Let me show my face. He's given Jeffrey Epstein almost all of his properties. Somehow hooked him up with all of this. A lot of his money. He has held or had young girls stay at his different properties, including a mansion where I believe the girl's name is Victoria. It should be in this. I can't focus on the screen right now, so I'm not going to have that on me. Let's see. All right. So this dude right here is Les Wexner. Leslie H. Wexner. He's a billionaire. Once praised Mr. Epstein as a most loyal friend. He's an executive and he is the chief executive in the S&P 500 and L Brand's largest shareholder. Once praised Epstein as the most loyal friend and excellent judgment and unusually high standards. What is clear is that during this period in which he worked closely with Mr. Wexner, Mr. Epstein became extraordinarily rich. Representatives of Mr. Wexner and L Brands refused to share even basic details of the work that Mr. Epstein performed for Mr. Wexner. While Mr. Epstein served as Mr. Wexner's personal money manager for a period that ended nearly 12 years ago, we do not believe he was ever employed by nor served as an authorized representative of the company, said Tammy Roberts-Meyers, a company spokeswoman. What do you guys think? I think Mr. Wexner is part of some human trafficking, child trafficking, all of it. All these billionaires, all of the billionaires, and I mean all of them. Remember, guys, Trump said Jeffrey is a really good guy. Not exact quote, but Jeff is a really good guy, and he likes young women. He's always surrounded by beautiful women, and they're always young. He also said about Ghislaine Maxwell that he doesn't know much about what's going on with her case, and that he wishes her well. He was asked recently what he meant by wishing a woman well that is in jail for child trafficking. And he said he doesn't wish death upon anyone. He doesn't wish ill will on anyone. So that's how he was trying to maybe cover his ass on that situation. But I believe he knows much more, obviously, than what he's saying. And I believe he does wish her well because she is a good friend of his, just like Jeffrey was. Both left and right wing are controlled by the same bird. It doesn't matter. They're all in the same club, and we're not in it. I would never have guessed that person I employed more than a decade ago would have caused such pain on so many people, he wrote. Listen to these assholes cover up for each other. So speaking of this child trafficking, I think everyone needs to cancel Victoria's Secret. You need to cancel all these shows. I guarantee a lot of these girls in these Victoria's Secret shows are being abused and sexually assaulted and all of that. I guarantee it. It was the Pussycat Dolls. Hold on. She said they were in a trafficking ring. prostitution ring. Yeah, I'll pull that one up. Sorry, this is about to click like 100 times. I'm trying to copy and paste it. All right, cool. I was just checking the delay. So check this shit out. So I think all of these things are a cover for trafficking, human and child trafficking. Hollywood, all these clotheslines and models and porn, all that stuff. It's all part of it. Pussycat Dolls founder Robin Antin denies member Kayla Jones claimed she was victimized as part of a prostitution ring. A former member of the Pussycat Dolls has likened the group to a prostitution ring, claiming she was consistently exploited and forced to sleep with whoever they say. Quote, sleep with whoever they say. During her time in the girl group, Kayla Jones took to Twitter on Friday to accuse managers and executives of taking advantage of the music troupe she joined as a teenager in 2003. My truth, I wasn't in a girl group, I was in a prostitution ring. She wrote, oh, and we happened to sing and be famous, while everyone who owned us made the money. once you start knowing about all this type of stuff, it's hard to actually, oops, it's hard to actually enjoy any of this type of entertainment, music, all that stuff. Just think like R. Kelly. It's hard to like any of his music now. He is mostly talking about young girls. So crazy. The singer 33 continued, how bad was it? People asked bad enough that I walked away from my dreams, bandmates, and a $13 million record deal. We knew we were going to be number one. It's just crazy. Even, have you guys seen about that troll doll that is just recalled because it had a button right in the private area, and when you pressed it, the troll giggled inside and moaned a little bit. It's crazy. It's disgusting that they groom these children like this. They groomed us as children. I don't know how old whoever will be watching this is, but I was born in the early 80s, and they had all the subliminal sexual innuendos, everything in cartoons, children's movies, children's books, all of that stuff. It's disgusting, and it's getting worse and worse and worse and worse. The parents really need to wake up, because it's the parents that are saying they care that are not showing that, because they can be told all of this, but they don't want to take this type of stuff away from the children to maybe possibly ruin their childhood. No, ruining their childhood is letting them be exposed to this type of crap. So the former Pussycat doll likened the group to a prostitution ring, claiming she was constantly exploited and forced. Oh, how did it go to the top? Oh, here we go. Yes, I said leverage, meaning after they turn you out or get you hooked on drugs, they use it against you. Correct. Victimizing the victim again. Why don't we report it? Because we were all abused. I personally have been warned that if I tell, I will, end up dead or no more career. So this is the most messed up part, is people are like, well, they can't even fathom why people would not be telling on these big powerful executives and billionaires and big bankers, all of that shit. Who you gonna go to? They own everybody. They have everyone by the balls. To be a part of the team, you must be a team player, meaning sleep with whoever they say. If you don't, they have nothing on you to leverage. Yes, I said leverage, meaning after they turn you out, get you hooked on drugs. All right, there we go. Just read over all of this, guys. This is crazy. Oh, it's not showing the. I gotta learn how to fix that. I don't know. I'm talking low because I'm not sure about the microphone. My next couple of streams, I'll have a little more enthusiasm and I guess energy in my voice. I'm just testing out the waters. Let's see. See if this works. No. Huh. That's weird. Okay. Alright. Alright, I want to just talk about a couple more things. Kind of finish this up. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this live stream, I'm going to edit it up a little bit, make shorter videos, and then put those videos out separately. So that's why I'm kind of going in like almost like segments, little pieces of different stories. And that's what I'm going to end up doing. And I'm going to get this running a lot more smoothly and a lot more smoother. And it's going to just fall in place a lot more easy. So what the mainstream will not be telling you about is how to boost your immune system naturally. There is a couple things that I think everyone should be using, and this is just advice, it's not medical advice, of course. But there is a handful of things you should be taking daily. One is vitamin D3, with K2. Let's see. D3 with K2. So if you don't have the K2, it's a lot more difficult for your body to absorb the vitamin D. Let's see if there's one that I take. Yeah, see, I take this one right here. Everyone, especially if you live in the northern hemisphere, is vitamin D deficient. So, summertime, wintertime, you should always be taking this stuff. This is one of the many things that helps your immune system. Many things. So this is one right here. And if anyone would be wondering, no, I'm not getting paid for any of this. This is just stuff that I use, and I believe, and I've heard through interviews with doctors and such that everyone should be taking some vitamin D with K2. Let's see. B12. Just type in that same. Thought it would be right there on the first page. Oh, well, it's the same brand, B12. Other thing you guys should be also ingesting every day, because nobody eats enough greens, is chlorophyll. It's World Organics. This is the one I take. One of the many I take. Right here. You can add this to some water and add it to your smoothie. You won't even know you're taking it. It helps with detoxification. It helps with blood purification. It has vitamins. Here, let's read. Let's read what it says. It's probably not going to say too much. Yeah, legal disclaimer. We'll read about what the chlorophyll does, but that one's a great one right there. If you start to smell a little body odor, or if you have start to break out or anything, that's just all of your body pushing out the toxins. So push through it. Get over the day or two that you stink, that you break out. After that, it's going to be much better. Get rid of all this shit in your body, literal shit. Get rid of it. Fight. Oh. This stuff is great. You can look through this whole website here. They have good everything. I use the green. Let's see. Right here, 500 gram powder right there, $64. It's a big. Let me see. It's a big bottle. See my hand compared to it. Big as my head. It's a big one. All right, and then also want to look into zinc. Especially if you're scared of this virus for whatever reason it might be. You definitely want to look into some zinc. I think liquid droplets are the best way to go. I don't take any zinc, but if you're nervous about ionic zinc right there, I don't know if that's a good one right there, but I would get an organic. Definitely organic. And it's, what's that other stuff called? Oops. Quinine. It's in tonic water. I don't know how to pronounce it. Quinine. Quinine. It's in tonic water. So this helps with helps the zinc and your cells restore and oxify the cells, like bring oxygen to them. Quinine. So these are some things you can do in some stretching, yoga, exercise, whether it's walking, biking, um, basic push-ups, leg lifts. These are all things we can do and need to do to keep our immune system strong. Not wear masks, not always use poisons and toxins to desanitize our hands, not stay inside out of the sun, and cover your face so you don't get fresh air. These are not ways to keep your immune system strong. Eat fruits, vegetables, and low fat, low animal proteins at least. Everyone has their way of living. Some thrive on certain ways, as some might call them diets. Others might call them livets. So I'm not saying one size fits all whatsoever, but everyone needs to look out for their own health. You can't be out in this world scared. You can't be yelling at other people because you're scared. If you're that scared, you need to stay home. It's that simple. So, believe I'm going to be ending this soon. Let's see if I have anything else that I wanted to talk about real quick. I will be getting another phone. Finally did my insurance claim today. I'll be out there recording for my other channel, Mass Accountability. Please go like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. I appreciate everyone that has been subscribed to this new channel. Sorry that this didn't run that smoothly. I had a feeling it would go like this, but I needed to do a test run, make sure, this being a new channel, that I would be able to live stream with the StreamYard. I'm new at all of this computer stuff. I appreciate everything that's happened so far. I appreciate all of you. I'm going to be back on here maybe in the next 2 days. Maybe tomorrow, maybe Monday. We will see. Everybody go over to, while I'm here, go to my Twitter. Go follow me over on Twitter here. Okay, let me log in real quick. Just follow me over on Twitter, Mass Accountability. I guess I don't know my password right now. So, wow. All right. So, follow me over on my Facebook also. Let's see. Alright, well, I guess that's not working either. Of course. So I'm just going to post the link here in the chat. Alright, guys, have a good night. Much love, respect, and appreciation.